Critical Role runs into some mommy issues, Daggerheart stirs up some internet drama, and a new D&D video game.
This should be interesting.
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, our weekend news rundown. Today, we're talking about the latest episode of Critical Role, a new D&D video game announcement, and Daggerheart. Remember, if you like these kinds of news videos, be sure to like and subscribe so we can keep making them. Now, on to the news. In the latest episode of Critical Role, Imogen learned just how popular her mother was when she briefly impersonated her. It turns out that Liliana is popular among both the Ruby Vanguard and the average Raylorian, leading to the chat teasing that Imogen was a Nepo baby. In more important and relevant plot-related news, Bell's Hells finally has their next objective, as the Volition, which is the resistance movement on Ruidus, has tasked them with taking down the Weave Mind, a group of Raylorian mystics that's basically been controlling the populace of the Haunted Moon for centuries. We also got a tease that Bell's Hells will need someone more proficient in Aeorian tech, which could mean the return of Frida, who was the beloved guest character played by Christian Navarro. And in the running joke that is Travis trying to find a way to off Chetney, the latest episode saw him refusing to check for traps even after being warned.
Does it have any traps? Check for traps still. What if there's a regular trap?
No, I don't want to.
One day, Travis. One day.
Not this time.
One aspect of Daggerheart is proving to be controversial, and it's not the one that I expected. Now, I'm still poring over the Daggerheart playtest document, and you can expect my thoughts on all that sometime next week. But one area that's proven to be controversial is the lack of an initiative system within combat. The game basically bounces between the players and the GM, with the players given leeway over who goes to allow for synergies and tag team moves. This isn't exactly a new concept. Most Powered by the Apocalypse games have a similar setup, but it still has received a ton of criticism and discourse. Now, the criticism is divided into two distinct camps. The first points out that initiative acts as a solid backdrop to provide a cadence to combat and an assurance that everyone will go. Quieter or less decisive players benefit from having an initiative system because they know when they're going and how much time they have to decide on what to do. Now, the other camp claims that the lack of initiative will lead to chaos at the table, with a single person or a handful of people dominating combat by sheer force of will and drowning out everyone else. Now, the first point is more valid. Ultimately, it's up to the GM to make sure that everyone gets a chance to shine during combat, and that comes with more complications and another layer of management that the GM has to deal with. The other complaint is, well, a bit goofier. If you're playing with a selfish or rude person, an initiative order isn't going to somehow magically curb their habits. Jerks are going to be jerks. It doesn't matter if initiative is involved or not. And honestly, the easiest solution is to just not play with people like that. Now, of course, those people do exist and can be especially obnoxious at conventions or open play settings, so basically that's another thing for Daggerheart's developers to consider.
We'll look into it.
A Shin Megami Tensei RPG is coming soon. Lionwing has announced that they are translating a 20-year-old Shin Megami Tensei RPG originally released in Japan that's based on Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. The game features a lot of hallmarks from the video game series, including demon negotiations and spells from the video games. To be blunt, this is probably the closest we'll get to an official Persona tabletop RPG in the near future, so be on the lookout for the RPG this fall.
It's about damn time.
And finally, a new D&D video game was just announced by the makers of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Well, Gameloft Montreal has announced that a new untitled D&D video game will feature survival, life sim, and action RPG elements, and will also be set in the Forgotten Realms. Key art released for the game showed a group of adventurers looking at a under-construction keep, so it appears that people will be base building as they deal with various D&D threats. No release date has been announced for the game, and we have no idea if it will be as filled with microtransactions as Disney Dreamlight Valley is, but we do know that it will come out on both PC and consoles.
I don't know what to make of it. Any of it.
Well, that's all the news that we have this week. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comment section.